Alright, fellas. So, a little, a little update. So, if you remember, I made a video somewhere around here talking about how I wasn't really caring too much about these levels. They were pending levels to get hit. And then, funny enough, just like a few days later, we do this move in a day. And I told you that if we breached this low right here, that it would have destroyed this structure that we built, which is a rising wedge structure. And then in my little follow-up video, you're gonna have to find it in the shorts because it was very short. But anyways, I told you that, we were playing that gap up play. Overnight futes, over the weekend, it gapped up. If it holds that level, we should push higher. So essentially that's what happened. Now, the reason why the breach of this low didn't turn into a complete meltdown was because of what caused it and how fast it was. So what caused it was Trump and China beef, but what forced the speed on this is bulls must have been very heavily positioned up here, which doesn't change in my opinion. And in fact, this thing actually strengthens that belief. And do you actually remember when I was explaining this drop? I was like, it's in the video, but I said it's a huge drop, but then when they recover it, it tells me that they want to push a lot higher. Well, same thing here. Huge drop, and we recovered it. So I'm holding long right now. I think this was like what was it? This was like October 1st, I believe. October 2nd. Okay, so we've been struggling at this 6750 level, 6800 for 25 days in a row. This is a lot of fuel. Okay, so once these shorts start to unravel their positions, it's just going to be fuel to kick higher. I'm targeting 6,900 right now, and I mean very short term. They could delay it for Powell at the end of the month, but in my opinion, they shouldn't delay it. They should punch it right now and make everyone else that's waiting for Powell chase it higher. Just my opinion. That's how I would steal everyone's money now, is not only break these highs, but break them convincingly, and force everyone that stayed patient and waited, and just don't let them have a position. And normally I wouldn't think that way, but this was a 300 point drop. I've personally don't really remember seeing one of these. I think we had something similar during the tariff route, but that was like, a lot of it was like overnight or pre-market. This was all intraday, and it was pretty bullish at the beginning of the day. So this was it was a very rapid move, and it happened in the intraday session. But yeah, same idea. If we fully recover this, I would expect this whole drop to be the new target. So 6550, 6800, what's that, 250? So I would expect 250 from here, which would be 7,050. But yeah, it's It's funny because look, remember we were talking about this rising wedge, right? And then it became this rising wedge. And now if you look, it's becoming this rising wedge. They just created a very, very large one now. Look at this. So now it's coming off of all of this. So I think we can see a very, very large move into 2026. Good luck.